So you linked me this Twitter convo. Alan McLeod, senior staff writer, podcast producer from Mint News.
And blonde hair being killed. Children,
oh no!
People with blue eyes and blonde hair being killed. Children being killed every day with Putin's missiles and his helicopters and his rockets.
And so, of course.
Oh no! Blue eyes and blonde hair.
Now with the Russians marching in, it's changed the calculus entirely. Tens of thousands of people have tried to flee the city. There will be many more. People are hiding out in bomb shelters. But this isn't a place, with all due respect, like Iraq or Afghanistan, that has seen conflict raging for decades. This is a relatively civilized, relatively European, I have to choose those words carefully too, city where you wouldn't expect that or hope that it's going to happen. So it's partly.
Oh no! Sadly, this is a reality, right? Sadly, this is a reality. Like the reasons people actually care about this shit is because it's close, and it is Eurocentrism. It is fundamentally racist. But they're going full mask off here. What the fuck?
You're talking to us, Matthew. We're playing in the latest pictures of some of the refugees trying to get on trains or trying to get out of Ukraine. And what's compelling is just looking at them, the way they're dressed. These are prosperous, I'm loath to use the expression, these are prosperous middle-class people. These are not obviously refugees trying to get away from areas in the Middle East that are still in a big state of war. These are not people trying to get away from areas in North Africa. They look like any European family that you would live next door to.
I have looked at a lot of video of refugees, and apart from their skin color, and he's talking about middle class, apart from their skin color, there's no real difference. Jesus Christ. Wait, he has a point. The Iraq War does not count as civilized or civilized since the US was involved. Yeah, I saw that meme. Oh my god. Nuclear threat is arm twisting. Yeah, I think it's Cold War tactics, which is where the existence of the threat itself is diplomatic pressure. I got the sense from watching the longer version of that clip that he wasn't saying he believes that. Okay, are you talking about the second clip? I could see that, like especially the wording in the second clip. He's trying. It's awkward, but he's trying not to say the actual racist shit. But oh shit, the French BFM. Okay, BFM is like the French Fox News. I need to watch this one. We are in the 21st century. We are in the European city, and we have cruise missile fire as though we were in Iraq or Afghanistan. Can you imagine? Yeah, I was saying this is why so many people are surprised, basically, I think. Okay, Vladimir Putin's Moscow invasion is an attack on civilization itself.
Now the unthinkable has happened to them. And this is not a developing third world nation.
They're all doing it.
La Pologne, parce que ça va être une question importante. Et on parle pas là de Syriens qui fuient les bombardements du régime syrien soutenu par Vladimir Poutine. On parle d'Européens qui partent à leurs voitures, qui ressemblent à nos voitures, qui prennent la route et qui.
Oh no! He literally says we're not talking about Syrians fleeing Assad's regime that is supported by Vladimir Putin. We're talking about Europeans who are driving European cars. I feel like buried somewhere deep here, there is a selling point. There is one. There is a selling point, which is the reality of the fact that we care about things because they're close to us. It's the truth. Europeans didn't care about Yemen. Europeans didn't cared much less about Syria, and this is happening in Europe, so now Europeans care about it. That is the reality. But this is not the right way to bring it up. Like, I know BFM TV, like I'm saying, it's the French Fox News. This guy talking about comparing them to Syrian refugees, I give him no benefit of the doubt, okay? There's no charitable reading this, given what channel he's on, the way he phrased it. No. So some of the others, sure. So some of the others in this Twitter thread, sure, there maybe is context for missing to what they're saying, but like this guy, no. I mean, more that it is a shock to see this as a country like Ukraine, which is not a failed state like many countries in the Middle East, like Afghanistan. Yeah. To be clear, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's what I believe they're trying to get at. Yeah, I agree with you. Some, if not most, of the people we're looking at here, that is what they're trying to get at. Oh, interesting. Considering the whole like Ukraine is a fascist regime thing. So yeah,
can be used
thanks for following,
to
Zibrix.
suffocate and pull apart my enemy's arguments.
So we know this is not Volodymyr Zelensky. We know how what the fuck he looks like. This is David Sakvaridze, who was fired from his role as Deputy General Prosecutor of Ukraine before Zelensky was elected. That's interesting. Anyways. Yo, how is the ruble doing? I don't understand the SWIFT removal, but seems like the currency is fucked and sad that it's going to affect ordinary people. Hopefully no runaway effects on global economy as well. There will be runaway effects on global economy. We're all interconnected, etc. That being said, yeah, the ruble is crashed out at 1 cent, basically. You've seen the Roblox meme? No, link it to me. I might be wrong, but my reading of the whole SWIFT and sanctions stuff is not an expectation that it's going to stop Putin or Russia, not an expectation that it's going to that the people are going to be able to rise up against the government and overthrow it. What I see there is just a very pragmatic calculation of if Russia loses its entire economy, they can no longer finance war. So some people have estimated that for it to start really impacting the Russian military-industrial complex, it'll take like approximately 30 days. So what's interesting, reading it in that way, what's interesting is it sets a time frame for a Ukrainian victory, basically. Like Ukraine survives more than like the 30 days. Russia might not even be able to fund the war at all. Considering they already seem to have logistical issues, that might actually already be the case. Oh, the ruble has dropped so much that Robux is worth more than ruble. Oh yeah, 1 Robux is more than 1 cent, and the ruble is less than 1 cent. Yeah. Now might be a good time, unironically, to buy rubles. The only problem is, who the fuck will you sell them to, even if the value goes back up? If there's a bunch of sanctions and everything, you would have to literally like go to China to sell your rubles. Russia's Gazprom has announced a major gas deal with China with the construction of a new oil pipeline to supply 50 billion cubic meters a year to Beijing. They're creating a separate economy. That's what everyone expected Russia to do. And that's the only thing that makes sense for Russia to do. It's to compensate by building economic ties with China, with perhaps North Korea. China could broker deals between Russia and North Korea. Stuff like that. I wonder how they can get away with using thermobaric bombs or whatever. Well, thermobaric bombs don't have the whole like magic. They don't have the symbolism of nukes. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if thermobaric bombs start getting used. From what I've seen about what they actually represent in terms of loss of life and cruelty. I wouldn't be surprised if after this war, if they get used extensively on civilian targets, if there is a strong push to add them to the Geneva Convention. But as it is right now, thermobaric ordnance is a new technology, so no one hasn't had time to be added to any sort of international conventions. They'll not nuke Ukraine, but EU countries most likely. I think it's just arm twisting. Well, even with EU countries, like I once again, I see this Cold War tactics. It's a threat, but it's not there to be executed on. It's there to exist as diplomatic pressure. I'm less than a mile from a major armament manufacturer, so if my city gets nuked, I'll get vaporized with 100% probability. Hey, I'm living in Paris. I'm dying right away too. What the fuck? Iraq was a cradle of civilization. Iraq was the cradle of civilization. To be fair, ever since the government got overthrown, I think it was in the 70s. Iraq was on its way to become like a more of a liberal Western style country. It could have developed into like a free country basically, but shit happened, sadly.